Another week of NBA work begins in Miami tonight for the 33-14 Heat. Their third meeting this year with the Cleveland Cavaliers, a team that limps into Miami 8-39, losers of 20 consecutive games. Welcome inside the American Airlines Arena, and good evening again, Heat fans. Thanks for joining us, where we hope you enjoy every bounce and basket of Miami Heat basketball. Alongside the coach, Tony Fiorentino, I'm Eric Reed. Well, after losing 4 games in a row, the Heat finding their way, and they're healthy again. 2 straight wins, including yesterday in Oklahoma City. A win Eric Spoelstra said we want to build off of, and we want to strive for a more complete game all 4 quarters. We'll see how it looks tonight.
It's important that the Heat are healthy again. Their 3 superstars are playing, and Mike Miller's playing well. Eddie House has found his niche. This will be an interesting run now for the Heat to the All-Star break.
Our officiating crew working tonight's game: Ken Mallard, Benny Adams, and Kevin Fair.
You got a foul on Zydrunas Ilgauskas on the jump ball.
Unusual way for tonight's game to begin. Big Z, a former Cleveland Cavalier. Matter of fact, no player in Cavaliers history has played in as many games as Big Z did, wearing that Cleveland wine and gold. He spent 771 games over his first 12 NBA seasons playing for the Cavs. A reach in by Chalmers, and here comes the Heat. Off the Rio steal, the lob on the slam by Wade.
You like Rio looking back to see LeBron filling the lane, and all the while knowing that he was going to throw the lob to D. Wade.
Mario Chalmers making his 6th start of the season, his 5th in a row. Matter of fact, Tony, this starting lineup very new together. This group is playing in just their 3rd game as a starting 5. They haven't lost yet.
They'd like to keep that going.
The runner missed by Ramon Sessions. He misses again on the follow. This is a patchwork Cleveland group. They've got 2 starters that I guarantee most NBA fans have never heard of: Christian Iyenga and Manny Harris. Harris did play collegiately at Michigan. LeBron missing the jumper. And the rebound comes down to J.Hickson, a natural power forward who for the last 10 games has been their starting center. That's Iyenga out of the corner. And the rebound to chrisbosh. Christian Iyenga, 6'5" rookie out of Kinshasa in the Congo. Played on the Cavaliers Summer League team this past summer. Been a rough road to hoe for Byron Scott. Zydrunas had his shot erased, and that was Christian Iyenga, the young man we were just telling you about. Iyenga's 12th game of the season and his 7th start. He played the last 3 years in Spain and averaged 12 points a game in 15 games with Cleveland's D-League affiliate this year, the Erie Bayhawks. Bosh from the corner.
Excellent baseline out of bounds play for the Heat. 7 seconds left. chrisbosh wide open J, left corner.
4-0 Miami. The Cavaliers missing their first 3 shots. Iyenga, nice first step for the young man. Well, the Cavaliers without Mo Williams, their point guard, without Daniel Gibson, their fine shooting guard, without Anderson Varejao as well. Varejao, season-ending foot injury. Williams at least a week or 2 away with a left hip flexor situation. Big Z on the offensive board for the easy putback.
And that time he put it up with the left hand, making sure he didn't get it blocked.
3 Heat scores from 3 different Heat scores. Jump hook by Jamison, one of the few recognizable names on the Cavalier roster. LeBron in the air finds Chalmers. Heat playing their 3rd game in the last 4 nights. Been a busy little stretch. Chalmers lost the ball out of bounds.
Now, doesn't this picture look nice? That's because you're watching Heat in high definition, right here on Sun Sports.
Ramon Sessions losing it to Chalmers, his 2nd steal here in the first 3 minutes. Wade on the run. And Big Z converting his 2nd offensive rebound to a score on the J.Hickson goaltend. So Zydrunas with 4 points. He had 8 points and 5 rebounds in 19 well-played minutes yesterday afternoon in the 5-point win over the Thunder. Manny Harris. Another rebound for Big Z. Ilgauskas with 4 of Miami's first 6 rebounds. Iyenga defending James, who has a trickle off, but LeBron will head to the free throw line.
It's the kind of start you want, obviously, if you're Coach Spoelstra. You don't want Cleveland to get any idea that they can get it going tonight. You got a team that's struggling. You don't want them to gain confidence as the game goes on, so you got to get after them right away.
Byron Scott, first-year head coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers, his 11th season as an NBA head coach. 4 years leading the Nets, 6 years leading the New Orleans Hornets. Best known for twice leading New Jersey to the Eastern Conference Championship in back-to-back seasons 02 and 03. And of course, Byron, a 14-year NBA career as a player and 3 championships won as a Los Angeles Laker in 85, 87, and 88. Pat Riley's Lakers. Well, a timeout here in Miami. The Cavaliers have missed 5 of their first 6 shots. And with 20 losses in a row in their back pocket, they're already down by 8. We welcome you back to the American Airlines Arena in Miami, where the Heat have a 10-2 lead. The Cavaliers have a 20-game losing streak, epic in proportion. 3rd longest losing streak in a single season in NBA history, 3 away from the Grizzly marks set by Vancouver and Denver. Sessions misses the tip-in converted by Antoine Jamison, the 13-year man out of North Carolina, who's averaging 17 points a game amidst the wreckage that is now the Cavaliers. Tough going for Jamison and some of these veteran members of the Cavaliers who are fresh off back-to-back 60-plus win seasons. Dwyanewade going to the free throw line. Manny Harris will have his hands through. The young man from Michigan trying to defend Dwyanewade, who is red out. First on Harris. And the second team foul on the Cavaliers. Heat season ticket holders, renew your season tickets by the early bird deadline of February 17th. And you get food and beverage credits, an 8-month extended payment plan, and more. Find out more by logging on to renewmyheatseasontickets.com. Now, Coach Dwyanewade scoring very well. 31 points a game over the last 13, but recently turnovers a little bit of an issue. 21 turnovers in his last 3 games, 6 against Atlanta and New York, and then 9 turnovers yesterday. Uncharacteristic for Dwayne.
No, yes, you're right. And, you know, there was a time when the Heat were like 1st or 2nd in the league in turnovers. Now they are 10th. So that number's been going up of late.
Yes, turnover issues. They had 19 at New York last Thursday and 20 yesterday in Oklahoma City. The 20 turnovers yesterday, second most this season for Miami. They had a season-high 22 turnovers in that early November loss at home to Indiana. And LeBron changing from defense to offense and drawing a foul on Ramon Sessions, his first and the 3rd on the Cavaliers.
Good foul by Sessions. LeBron had a dunk at the other end.
8-point advantage for Miami. Cavaliers 2 for 9 shooting. Lob for LeBron thrown behind him. And this is Manny Harris. Another turnover on Miami as Harris drove in. Wade with a defense and the foul.
The late call. We got a foul on Wade. And you're right, that pass set play before on a back screen for LeBron, and Wade threw it behind him rather than lead him with the pass.
So Manny Harris will step to the free throw line. Harris played 3 years at the University of Michigan and opted to enter the NBA draft, which turned out to be a mistake because he wasn't drafted. But tonight his 28th NBA game and his 11th start. He's averaged 11 points per game since becoming a Cavaliers starter. Harris, first game this year against Miami. Inactive in the first meeting and didn't play in the second. Miami winning both games by 28 in Cleveland on December 2nd. And the Heat winning a much closer game here on December 15th. That was a final score of 101-95 in the second meeting. A 6-point win. Mario Chalmers got hit in the head. And Manny Harris hit with a foul.
Let's see this again. Going for the loose ball. Dwyanewade kept this ball alive off the offensive boards, and you know, that's a hustle play on a foul that a coach can live with. He was trying to get the ball.
LeBron going behind his back and loses the ball. And the Heat have turned it over for the third time here in the first quarter. Eric Spoelstra, Tony, before the game, talking about striving for a complete game. Wasn't happy with the first quarter yesterday. He said our defense and our focus to start the game in Oklahoma City not up to his standards.
Both coaches sounded the same, didn't they, Eric? Byron Scott was talking about how his team at times plays 3 quarters but forgets to play 48 minutes. Coach Spoelstra said he was very impressed with the Heat the last 36 minutes of the game yesterday, but wasn't happy giving up all those points in the first quarter.
First foul on Mario Chalmers. Third team foul on Miami in this first quarter.
I think the challenge for Cleveland tonight, Eric, is can they score enough points to win?
Iyenga for 3. Christian Iyenga. He signed a 2-year deal as a first-round pick. 2 years, $2 million, and already has 5 points in this one.
And he was 5 for 25 coming into the game from the 3-point line. He just buried that shot.
Offensive rebound for D-Wade, who has had the best rebounding month of the season for Wade. Almost 8 rebounds a game in January. Nice pass. Ilgauskas missing twice, not the third time. Big Z with his 3rd score.
Dwayne Wade went up. He had all kinds of opponent shirts around him, and he gave a good pass to Ilgauskas. He missed a couple, but he stayed with it.
Jamison's miss taken down by D-Wade. Ilgauskas with 7 rebounds here in the first quarter, and the Heat out rebounding the Cavaliers 13-3 here in the first 6 minutes of the game.
You can see the traffic that happens here when Wade catches the ball. 3 red shirts around him. Ilgauskas hit the bottom of the rim twice and then tapped it in. At 7-3, that is like playing volleyball.
Christian Iyenga with a foul. That in-the-lane replay was brought to you by Marooney. Remember, gang, all 30 Marooney service lanes are open 7 days a week. Visit MarooneyService.com. Sosajunas Ilgauskas, Cleveland's all-time leader in games played, rebounds, and blocked shots, having a good start. Mike Miller into the ball game for the first time tonight. LeBron 4 of 4 from the free throw line here in the first quarter. The Heat have hit all 6 of their free throws. And this is the Heat's biggest lead so far at 9. Jamison finger rolling and drawing a foul on Chris Bosh.
I kind of bailed him out there. That was a tough shot behind the backboard. 2 defenders on him. I think Chris got him around the waist with the other hand. Let's see it again. This is a tough shot for Jamison. Yeah, he looked like he pushed him on his hip there.
Antoine Jamison, twice an All-Star earlier in his career. Top 6 man back in 2004. 13th season in the league, 5 with Golden State, 1 with Dallas, 6 with the Wizards. His 2nd year with Cleveland. Closing in on 18,000 career points. Jamison, coach, a professional scorer.
He is, but you know, when he came over to Cleveland last year, I thought he was going to have a better year with LeBron. It didn't work out that way. He struggled a little bit.
Remember, that trade with Washington sent Ilgauskas to the Wizards. He never played there and was later released and then re-signed with the Cavaliers to finish the season. Z missing into the corner. Bosh pushing off for the offensive rebound. So Chris Bosh with 2 fouls in a row.
Yeah, he'll probably come out. You don't want him to get 3 in the first quarter. James Jones gets off the bench. Both teams are in the penalty. 5:23 left in this quarter. It's early for both teams.
So Chalmers with an ice pack on his head after his collision. Bosh now goes out as well.
And what happens here, Eric, now with Mike Miller being able to play now, he wasn't playing earlier, he's healthy. It allows Coach Spoelstra now to put LeBron at the power forward position. You got James Jones and you got Mike Miller now playing the perimeter positions 2 and 3. Wade basically is the point guard. And you've got a smaller team out there, but you've got another shooter in the game.
Cavaliers have hit all 6 of their free throws. Antoine Jamison with 6 points. Miami's lead is 5.
And of course, LeBron can bring the ball up as the power forward.
Now we saw the group the Heat finished with yesterday in Oklahoma City. Eddie House was on the floor. So was Mike Miller. The Heat using their very deep and versatile roster to finish games.
It's the first time since November 24th that the Heat did not have a point guard, per se, Chalmers or Arroyo on the floor.
Mike Miller with a shot clock at 5. Now 3. LeBron unloads. And Wade hammers it home.
You know, what you love about Dwayne Wade, among other things, is he's got such great acceleration from a standstill position. He's like a pogo stick inside.
8 points for Dwayne. He's dunked in 2 of his field goals already and has 4 rebounds in this quarter. It's Ryan Hollins underneath, stripped by Wade. Ryan Hollins, the veteran center out of UCLA. LeBron with a change of speed, accelerates past Hollins and draws the foul.
Well, you see the problem that exists for the opponent now. How do you guard LeBron with this lineup? Do you guard him with a power forward? How do you guard him? If you guard him with a smaller guy, they can put him down in the low post. You know, you can use those ball handling skills in the open court. Then, of course, you got D. Wade on the floor, one of the best players in the NBA. And the acceleration, the way he gets up so quickly and so with so much power, he just throws it down.
Heat dominating the rebound department so far tonight, 14-3. That was a real major weakness for the Cavaliers last night in Orlando. They were rebounded by 26, 61-35. Tony, they gave up 24 offensive rebounds to the Magic. Dwight Howard had 20 rebounds in 26 minutes, and Ryan Anderson of the Magic had 16 rebounds, 9 on the offensive glass. They are susceptible to offensive rebounds.
Yeah, the Heat are up 10-4 points in the paint, 10-2 second chance opportunities.
James has hit all 6 of his free throws. The Heat are up by 9 for the second time in this first quarter. Wade underneath for 2.
Oh, how pretty was that? He went left to go around one guy and then split, came back to the right to finger roll it.
Yeah, quite a start for Dwayne Wade, who has 10 points in the game's first 8 minutes. Miami up 11. This is Anthony Parker coming off a couple of missed games with a sore lower back. Parker, the 8-year man out of Bradley, averaging 8 a game. Off their bench tonight, but he started most of the time this year. Parker with 34 starts this season. Nice pitch out, James. Oh, the James gang. LeBron James setting up James Jones.
Well, you got Miller in one quarter. You got James Jones in the other. You got D. Wade on the floor. You got a 7'3" guy in Ilgauskas. And yet you got LeBron penetrating to hit anybody he wants off of that.
You know, it's amazing, Coach. That was the 102nd field goal made by James Jones this year. They have every one of them, been accompanied by an assist.
I've never seen that before. 100% of James Jones' shots have come off assists by a teammate.
Antoine Jamison missing the finger roll, gets it back, and that one popped out. And then right back to him, and that one rolls off.
They got like 4 offensive rebounds on that one sequence. The ball wouldn't go in, and they come away with the second foul on Z.
So Zydrunas picks up his second. Coach, let's go back to that stat about James Jones. What's that say to you, that every one of his 102 field goals have been accompanied by an assist?
Well, there's a couple of ways of looking at it. Obviously, his strength is a spot-up shooter. That's why he's on this team. With Wade and LeBron, 2 of the best guys in the league penetrating, he just spots up to open spots. He's had games where he made 6 threes in a game earlier this season. That was against Philadelphia. I think that was the second game of the season. He was 6 for 9 from the three-point line. But what it also tells you is that he's not very good at shooting off the dribble. And in the NBA and on any level, you just do what you can do best. Don't try to do what you can't do. So he doesn't force shots off the dribble. He just loves spotting up.
Playing his role very well this year is James Jones out of American High in Miami, and of course the University of Miami. He's also had 2 good games this year against the Cavaliers.
And we know that he's not just a shooter. He's an excellent team defender. So he got 22 charges?
23 now.
23 now.
Leads the Heat in that category. Miami ahead, 27-18, just under 3 minutes left, first quarter. Mike Miller short on the 3, and Anthony Parker down with a rebound. Right now, the minutes are limited for Parker. Byron Scott told us before the game, when he can get to 25 minutes a game, we will reinsert him as our starting shooting guard. LeBron spinning away from Iyengar. James Jones for 3. And Mike Miller, again, putting his nose right under an offensive rebound.
He's amazing, isn't he? He gets among all the big guys on the opponent teams, and he comes down with the rebounds. He's scrappy. He's got great instincts going for the rebound, and he leads to a basket by the Heat in the lane by LeBron.
So the Heat are up by 11 again. LeBron James has 8 points. Miami out-rebounding the Cavaliers 17-6, and right now having their way with the Cavaliers, outscoring Cleveland in the paint 16-4. We're still in the first quarter. Heat basketball on Sun Sports, presented by AT&T.
Look at Mike Miller's rebounding prowess. Got a big-time rebound yesterday, 26 seconds about left in the game. And Mike Miller's way in your left corner right now. Watch the way he maneuvers his way into the lane area for this rebound. He's got incredible instincts. He's got good jumping ability, good timing, and it leads to 2 points in the lane. Second chance points for the Heat for LeBron. All set up by Mike Miller.
And that closer look was brought to you by Maroney. Remember, all 30 Maroney service lanes are open 7 days a week. Visit MaroneyService.com. Now, Mike Miller, last few games, really rebounding well. 8.5 rebounds a game over the last 4. Remember, 10 rebounds against Toronto, 10 against Detroit, 8 rebounds yesterday, including the game's biggest. Eric Spoelstra talked about Miller's performances.
That play and that loose ball there in the fourth quarter, I saw Dan Marley. That's who I saw. It reminded me of a Dan Marley play where it is about a 30-70 ball the other way. And somehow he just laid it all out.
Eric Spoelstra on Mike Miller, who's been playing significant minutes over the last few weeks. Minute 37 remaining, first quarter, Heat lead by 9. There's House for 3, it's good.
Still hot, he's still shooting a 3 off of LeBron's assist.
House on fire, 42 triples off Miami's bench this year. On 44%, by the way. They're up by a dozen. This is Miami's largest lead so far tonight. Jamison underneath, couldn't finish it. Joel Anthony protecting the defensive rebound. And here's LeBron spinning by Parker and drawing the foul.
You saw Miller get inside defensively to stop that drive down the other end. Got the rebound, good pass outlet, good outlet pass to LeBron leading to that break.
Alonzo G picking up the foul. Here's Alonzo out of Dwyer High School in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Well, Heat season ticket holders, we know you probably have many questions about the renewal process. So we want to remind you that the Season Ticket Services Department ready and willing to give you the help you need. Get your questions answered by calling the renewals hotline at 786-777-1400. And of course, more information always available online at RenewMyHeatSeasonTickets.com. LeBron 7 of 8 at the foul line here in the first quarter. He'd have taken 10 free throws in this first quarter. He'd lead it by 13.
And again now, Eric, the Heat are playing without a true point guard. Because Mike Miller, LeBron, they both can handle the ball. Eddie House. LeBron still at that power forward position with Joel Anthony at center.
That turnover was on Samardo Samuels, the 6'9" rookie out of Louisville, who scored a career-high 16 points yesterday in their loss at Orlando. There's a steal by Anthony Parker. He races with Anthony, who went for the block. I'm not sure if he got that or not.
He did. He got a piece of it, Eric.
LeBron's pass goes skipping out of bounds. Ball deflected out by the Cavaliers. So Joel Anthony just extended his career-best shot blocking streak to a 9th game in a row and on a Fox X mode.
Good block. He got a piece of it, and that means he tied P.J. Brown.
Tied with P.J. for
He changed his pattern. He changed the speed at which he was doing it. It set up the defender. The defender relaxed for a second, and then LeBron burst to the basket.
So LeBron James with 11 points. Dwayne has 10. Those two on their own have outscored the Cavaliers 21-20. On Sessions finds Samuels. And the big fella comes rumbling in right over the top of Mike Miller, who draws the offensive foul on Samuels. Samardo picking up his first.
So supposed to talk about what a smart player Mike Miller is. And you saw it right there. He does the same thing that James Jones does. Right in your picture, you can see him stand right in front of the restricted area. He thought that the offensive play was out of control. He was right, draws the charge.
Miami up 15. LeBron powers his way in. Samuels smacks it back at him. Now the one thing Cleveland wants to avoid is digging an early hole. Imagine losing 20 games in a row and then all of a sudden you're down by 15 after one quarter here in Miami. Life not easy. Joel Anthony came up with his 305th career block shot is first tonight, and that 305th block shot ties him with P.J. Brown for 5th on Miami's all-time shot blocking list. Tony, he does it in 70 fewer games, but more remarkably, he ties P.J. Brown in over 5,000 fewer minutes.
That other stat you have, Eric, is amazing too. He's only averaged, what, 13 minutes a game in his career with the Miami Heat, and he's 5th in blocks, so tied for 5th. How about D-Wade off the bench after resting? LeBron goes to the bench. D-Wade comes in, ready to go. He goes, he takes the hit, hangs in the air, gets to the foul line.
Samardo Samuels picks up his second foul. We welcome you back to the American Airlines Arena. Second quarter just lifting off. The Heat are up by 17, and they too are just lifting off at the expense of the woeful Cleveland Cavaliers, who have lost 20 games in a row and 23 straight losses on the road. Coach, to put their losing streak in perspective, 20 straight losses is bad enough, but those 20 losses have come by an average of over 15 points a game.
You know, some of that a lot of that has to do with the injuries they've had. When you're missing 3 guys that play a lot of minutes for you, you know, then you got to play with 3 guys who are normally subs. You've got a problem.
Manny Harris knocking in the three-pointer. Harris with 21 triples this year. A 21-year-old rookie is Manny Harris. Eddie House veering right. Miller, nice shot fake. Here he comes. Couldn't finish it, and here comes Manny Harris to the Cavs. And this is Alonzo G, who has ties to South Florida. Samuels took that big jump. And here's J.Hickson, who went scoreless against Dwight Howard and the Magic yesterday. Did have 11 rebounds in that loss.
And the Heat, playing their 4th game in 5 nights, show a lot of energy here tonight to start the game.
Dwayne He's got 5 points in the quarter, which is just a minute and a half old. 15 points for Wade, 11 for LeBron. Combine the two, they have 26 points. The Cavaliers as a team with just 23.
And that's one of D-Wade's signature moves, the way he goes up, he spins back, does a step back J over the right shoulder.
Joel Anthony picking up his first foul. First team foul on Miami.
Eric, that first quarter for the Heat, you mentioned 19 rebounds, 8 on the offensive end. The 19 rebounds is the most by the Heat in any quarter this season.
And Tony, the 35 points Miami scored in the first quarter tied their most first quarter points this season. December 29th at Houston in a win. The Heat started the game with 35 points. Their other 35-point first quarter, you don't have to look back very far. Yesterday's game at Oklahoma City.
Yeah, the only problem is they were losing. Oklahoma was up after one quarter, with the Heat scoring 35.
J.Hickson, the third-year man from North Carolina State, able to drop in both free throws. Hickson averaging 11 points and 7 rebounds a game. But he's done better than that since moving to center. He's averaging 14 points and 11 rebounds since moving to center. And that's his numbers for the month of January. Heat by 15. 2 minutes in, second period. Miller for 3. Kaboom.
Just enough room, Eric. His defender backed up just a little bit. D-Wade gave the ball to Miller at exactly the right time. He caught it in rhythm and buried it.
His 11th triple of the season puts Miami up by 18, which matches the Heat's biggest lead this half. That's Parker for 2. Anthony Parker, former EuroLeague MVP, won 5 championships when he was playing for Maccabi Tel Aviv.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that can heat up in a hurry. He can carry a team for a quarter.
D-Wade driving by Parker. And the rebound down to J.Hickson. Parker moves ahead. Hickson on the drive. Looking for the dunk. Dwayne Wade took the ball out of his hands, picking up his second foul.
Hickson had very little chance of finishing that play. He had D-Wade trying to block it, and then he had Joel Anthony behind him ready to go after it.
Hey, Heat fans, log on to FoxSportsFlorida.com to get all the latest news surrounding your favorite Florida sports teams. Watch post-game video from the night. Get exclusive analysis from the experts and preview Florida State signing day. All of that and more on FoxSportsFlorida.com. James Jones out, Chris Bosh back in. He began the night with a record of 33-14, third in the East, with the same record as Chicago. Both the Bulls and Heat 3 games behind Boston and 2.5 games ahead of Orlando.
You saw the versatility again of the Heat. James Jones started the second quarter at that power forward position, and now you got Chris Bosh back in at his familiar position at power forward.
Eddie House, quick release, and the rebound skimming right to Parker. Good recovery by Wade on Alonzo G, who launches the jumper. And the rebound taken down by Samardo Samuels. G coughed it up, and Hickson hammered it down. J.Hickson with all 4 of his points in the second quarter.
Hickson's a guy who had 11 offensive rebounds earlier this season against Chicago. He can get on the boards.
That was just recently, Coach, back on the 22nd of the month. That was the night he had 20 rebounds in the game, which prompted a very interesting response, which we'll get to a little later on from J.J. Hickson. Mike Miller picks up the foul in the backcourt, his first, third on Miami. Suffice it to say, J.J. Hickson has learned a lesson how valuable an asset rebounding can be. We'll talk about that and more when we come back to the Heat's house on Sunsport at ATT.com. AT&T, rethink possible. And by Steak and Shake, famous for steak burgers. Well, baseball fans, you know who that man is. That's Chris Volstad of the Florida Marlins, a native of Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, who was 12-9 last year, his 4th year as a member of the Marlins starting pitching rotation. And tonight, Chris is our special guest. Log on to FoxSportsFlorida.com tonight for the Miami Heat Game Lounge, brought to you by AT&T Uverse. You can chat live with other Heat fans, including tonight's special guest, Marlins pitcher Chris Volstad. So enjoy it on FoxSportsFlorida.com. Reed, Fiorentino, and Jackson welcoming you back to the American Airlines Arena in Miami. The Heat are up by 14. 8:10 left first half. And J.J. Hickson had his shot back packed at him, but he hung in there. And Hickson able to convert, scoring his 6th point of the quarter.
Well, the advantage he has playing center is that he can take people off the dribble. As you said, mostly a power forward. Play in that spot because they're so depleted.
What a gorgeous drive by Dwayne Wade. He's made the spectacular look routine over his career. He has 17 points. He's made 7 of his 9 shots. J.J. Hickson on the turn finds Alonzo G, who flung it up, and then it got banged down by Samardo Samuels. Samuels' 17th game in the NBA, led Louisville in scoring and rebounding 2 straight years, and then declared for the NBA draft, and he too went undrafted. Miami up a dozen. We get changes for both clubs. Mario Chalmers and LeBron James come in for Miami. Mike Miller and Eddie House go to the bench. For the Cavaliers, Anthony Parker sits down. Ramon Sessions comes back in.
He'd get back to 4 of their 5 starters on the court with Joel Anthony.
17 for Wade, 11 for LeBron. 8 rebounds for Ilgauskas. Oh, look at the pullback dribble. In your face. What a play by Wade, who is having a magnificent first half. 19 points. Can you be more efficient? 8 for 10 from the floor for Dwayne.
He does that, Eric. He's impossible to guard.
And how about this? And that. His 3rd dunk. 21 first half points for Dwayne.
Some nights he's just impossible to guard, period.
D. Wade had a 22-point game against the Cavaliers in Cleveland. Scored 28 in the second matchup. Has the last 6 for the Heat tonight. Manny Harris had time to hoist a 3. Opted not to. Now takes a tough shot with Wade right on him. And Bosh down with only his 2nd rebound.
Yeah, bad decision right there. No rhythm on his shot. Wade all over him.
Such is life for an NBA rookie going against Wade, who triples. Dwayne Wade's first triple tonight, number 38 on the year. How about a 24-point first half? Got Puff Daddy right out of his seat.
You know, when he's in one of these zones, there's nothing anybody in the world can do to guard him. Look at that, he's shaking his hand. He's hot as can be. There it is. D. Wade coming down 10 for 12 from the floor. Topped off by this 3, 24 points for the game. Don't touch that, man. You'll burn.
32-33, and Sean Combs is fired up about Miami Heat basketball, and he got the whole section up loving the play of Dwayne Wade. Sean's with us here courtside with the boss, Rick Ross, of course. And Sean, first of all, it's good to have you back in the Heat's house.
Thank you for having me, man.
Good to have you here. Now, you've seen a little bit of this. I know you're watching, even if you're not here in the building. First of all, you're enjoying having Dwayne Wade alongside LeBron James and Chris Bosh and all of these Miami Heat players, I assume.
Yeah, without a doubt, being a resident of Miami and coming from New York, I'm used to the arenas being live and full of action, and this probably is one of the most dynamic teams in the NBA. And, we're just here to have a good time, man.
I know that they are fans of yours, even LeBron recently tweeting that he's loving all the goodness that you just dropping. But when you get into a facility like this, which way does the appreciation flow? Is it just back and forth between the athlete artists and the music artists?
I mean, we're all friends, you know what I'm saying? Dwayne was a spokesmodel for Sean John. Me and LeBron, we've been friends for a minute, so it's a mutual appreciation for each other's craft. And, these are cats that I look up to. I'm proud of my brothers, and I'm here to support them.
And the boss always handling it here. Rick, how are you, sir?
I'm wonderful.
Gotti boys, you see it, yeah.
Now, your man got the whole building blowing up right here behind you. It's nice to have a little support down here in the 305, I imagine.
Oh, most definitely. I'm out here hanging out with my brother Puff Daddy. We out here at the game watching some of the biggest.
Yeah, we getting splinters on our feet right now.
D-Wade.
We got Diddy Dirty Money and the boss, Rick Ross, having fun courtside at the Heat's house. Eric and Tony, back to you.
I got news for you, Jax. You're not the only ones having fun here in Miami.
Oh, my.
How about Dwayne Wade's first half? 26 points, 11 of 14 shooting. A moment ago, his fourth slam dunk of the first half.
And Eric, that was against the zone. Cleveland came out and played a 2-3 zone. LeBron penetrated, hit D-Wade, and Wade put an exclamation point on it. He hung in the air for about 20 minutes and then threw it down.
Joel Anthony just picked up Miami's last foul. Let's put Wade's first half into a statistical perspective. His 26 points in tonight's first half is his highest scoring half this year and has tied LeBron James for the highest scoring half for any Heat player this season. LeBron had 26 in the second half at Charlotte on January 3rd.
Eric, there's only 4:51 left in the first quarter. He's not done.
Second quarter.
Second quarter, I'm sorry. He's not done.
Cavaliers have made 12 of their 14 free throws tonight. Either 10 of 11 at the line. Bosh, his array of low post moves that time went unrewarded, and J.Hickson comes away with his fifth rebound. Pass from behind Jamison, and then Jamison throwing his body into the hip of Dwayne Wade to prevent Wade from getting the steal. Wade looks like he's okay.
It might have been backcourt.
Jamison's second foul. And Wade will take just a moment to rest.
Against the 2-3 zone, LeBron James penetrates, draws all the defenders. Now look how long Wade stayed in the air on that one. And then the reaction. That's a great scene right there.
Dwayne Wade last 13 games averaging 30 points a game, along with almost 8 rebounds and shooting 51%. His teammate LeBron James named Eastern Conference Player of the Week again tonight for the week just gone by. Third time this year he's won the award.
Safe to say that the migraine is going away.
Yes, goggles are gone, headache given to others. Miami with 54 points on 51% shooting. Cavaliers 39 points on 38% shooting.
And he gave the migraine to Byron Scott.
Well, he's had one of his own. Cavaliers this year with 39 losses, already 2 more losses than in the last 2 years combined. Sessions was fouled by Chris Bosh.
His third?
Yes.
Now he's going to go out.
And the 15th foul on Miami. Coach LeBron and Dwayne are the highest scoring duo in the league this year at 52 points a game. But in the month of January, the Heat's dynamic duo scoring 59 points a game.
Yeah. LeBron over 30, Wade over 28. Bosh will go out. Mike Miller will come in for him.
By the way, Dwayne Wade, 26 points here in the first half. Most points ever scored in a first half for a Heat player. Thank you, Ted. Sherman Douglas, 31 points, December 27th, 1990.
The little general.
Most points ever scored in a second half. Dwayne Wade did it twice, 32 points against the Knicks in February of 09 and against the Cavaliers in January of 2008.
It's amazing that he's played here 7.5 years, all the great things that he's done, and he still can top some of the records that he has already.
He is rewriting the Heat record book, Dwayne Wade. Ramon Sessions with his first point of the game.
I know one record he wants to double. Another NBA championship ring to go with the other one he has from 06.
When he won the MVP, as Chalmers for three. Mario Chalmers with his 54th triple of the season and his first 3 points tonight. Cavaliers come back quickly. That's Sessions with his first field goal after missing his first 6 shots. Cavaliers have taken some mighty punches. They keep answering. Heat up 15, make it 17. What a gorgeous pass by LeBron.
The 6th assist by LeBron to go with his 11 points was pretty. Behind the back, the only way he could get that ball to Eddie House for the layup.
Miami up 17, 3:21 left, second quarter. Jamison for a long 2. Antoine Jamison, who had 10 in the first quarter, gets his first score in the second period. Oh my! LeBron with a crusher right in the grill of J.J. Hickson.
Oh, Hickson tried to come over and stop it. LeBron dunked on 3 Cavaliers that time.
That got Wade off the bench, but the Cavaliers get an easy 2 from Antoine Jamison. He has 14.
Yeah, the Heat were a little confused on that defensive sequence, and Coach Spoelstra is going to want timeout.
Nothing like a defensive mix-up to get the attention of the head coach, Eric Spoelstra. LeBron and Dwayne putting on quite a show here in Miami.
Watch the ball handle ability, the speed, the quickness, and the power, all in one move to the rim. Miami Heat on Sun Sports, presented by
59 points a game here in the month of January. 31 a game for LeBron with almost 9 rebounds and 7 assists. Wade, 28 points a game, almost 8 rebounds and 50% shooting in the month of January, which will end with tonight's game. LeBron named Eastern Conference Player of the Week. Both of them off to terrific games tonight. 26 points for Wade on 11 of 14 shooting. 13 points, 6 assists tonight for LeBron.
And what you got to love about that graphic, Eric, is not only did they score over 59 for the month of January, but they also had over almost 12 assists between them.
Yet the Heat only 8-5 this month in the win column after a 15-1 month of December.
Well, they both missed 2 games in the month of January.
Chalmers a corner 3. So Mario has tripled out of each corner here in the second quarter. Miami is 6 of 9 from downtown and ahead by 18. That's Manny Harris from downtown. Ball hitting off the top of the board and back down to Ianga. And then J.J. Hickson with the offensive rebound, but the foul will go against Hickson. J.J. Hickson's first foul. We just told you Hickson moved from power forward to center, and the emphasis switched to rebounding for him. He's averaging 11 boards this month, has 42 rebounds in his last 3, including the 20 rebound game against Chicago, and he said it feels way better to get 20 rebounds than 20 points. Everybody can score in this league. Not everyone can rebound and block shots.
Well, you got to like that attitude. He's in his 3rd year out of NC State. He's an active cutter and rebounder. He's got a 15-foot range, and he's a guy that just loves to play around the rim, really.
J.J. Hickson only 22 years old after just 1 season at NC State. Becoming a nice NBA player. Jamison's 3. A knuckleball that landed. Jamison with his 69th triple of the season, his first tonight. He has 17 for Cleveland. And the Cavaliers down by 15.
Yeah, they're hanging around. You said it earlier. The Heat can't put them away here in the first half.
Miami has not trailed in this game. LeBron, how many pump fakes? Mike Miller with the offensive rebound. Chalmers with a fresh shot clock finds House for 3. Miller trying to tip it out, but the Cavaliers control. Harris on the lead, and Sessions tumbled into the seats and will head to the free throw line.
Good foul by Eddie House. Put him on the line. Make him earn 2 points there.
First foul on Eddie House. Miami over the line. And Eddie House will come out of the game for Dwayne Wade, who returns with 26 points. Hey, gang, stay tuned for Heat Halftime tonight, presented by your South Florida Chevy dealers. Don't miss the Reporters Roundtable with Ira Winderman, George Sedano, Tim Reynolds, and of course Jax. Joanna Gomez interviews Heat assistant coach Bob McAdoo, and we'll have your first half stats and highlights.
Byron Scott was talking about Bob McAdoo before the game, about how he was his idol coming up through college. Wound up playing with him on the LA Lakers. And he said it took him 2 years to tell Bob that he was his idol, because Bob was so good at what he did. He was a tough, hard-nosed guy that was the best shooter in the league at that time.
Scott called McAdoo one of his true friends in basketball and loves visiting with him when the two teams play. An explosion for Harris over LeBron.
Oh boy, what an athletic move there at 6'5", 185 pounds. He saw the ball handling skills and then the explosion on the dunk.
Now the maize and blue of Michigan celebrating right now for Manny Harris. Look at the rookie accelerate and finish.
Oh, I think he took LeBron by surprise on that play.
9 of his 11 points scored here in the second quarter. The Cavaliers were down by 19. Now they're within 11. Mario Chalmers called for the foul. That's his second.
This is the goal of Byron Scott, just to have his team fight every minute they're out there, play as well as you can. Obviously, they're outmatched talent-wise, but they don't want to be out-hustled.
Cavaliers won 61 games last year, 66 games the year before. They're running 5 straight years in the playoffs. About done. There's no way they can make the playoffs this year. They have the worst record in the NBA at 8-39. They've lost 20 games in a row, 23 in a row on the road. Their last road win was November 9th at New Jersey. Their last win overall, December 18th in overtime against the Knicks. You know, Coach, they're 3-24 on the road this year, and those 3 road wins all came in a row against Philadelphia, Washington, and the Nets back on the 5th, 6th, and 9th of November.
Yeah.
And ever since then, nothing doing away from home.
Yeah, they were 3-1 on the road at one time, 23 in a row, as you said. But you know, the goal right now, the objective of Cleveland, is to play the young players, get them a lot of experience, see who is ready, you know, who can make it to the future of this franchise, because they got a lot of rebuilding to do. So they're going to get a great look at all these young guys and make some good evaluations. Right here, the officials are getting together to see if it's a continuation play, and they agree it is.
Cavaliers scoring 9 straight points. And LeBron James will go to the free throw line to shoot twice. The foul is on J.Hickson. That was his second.
There's a good example there. They were trying to give a foul because they had a foul to give, but they gave it a little too late, and LeBron just continued to the rim because he's so strong.
Tony LeBron, the number 3 scorer in the NBA this year, and 26 points a game. Another thing he has crept up in, minutes played as Wade comes out and James Jones comes in. LeBron is now averaging 38 minutes a game, which is 9th in the league. But Tony, I was taking a closer look at that. LBJ has played 40 minutes or more in 7 of the Heat's last 8 games.
Well, he's a guy that doesn't want to come out of the game. Sometimes coach would like to take him out, but he doesn't want to come out. And it's interesting that people thought his scoring average was going to go down. He was averaging 27.7 points a game for 7 years in the NBA. This year he's at 26.1, so he's about a point and a half down from his career average.
Now, Coach, the Heat offense getting healthy. This is the 6th time this season they've had 60-plus points in a first half. They've done it 3 times in the last 5 games, including yesterday, when they posted 64 first-half points at Oklahoma City. Sessions on the handoff to Alonzo G, who puts it home. Alonzo G from Dwyer High School in Palm Beach Gardens, where he led them to 2 Class 5A state championships in 04 and 05. And Alonzo G was the 2005 South Florida Sun Sentinel Player of the Year. Now, the Cavaliers finished the first half on an 11-2 run. And Miami's lead halfway through, despite the 66 points, is just 9. Now to start your halftime adventure, here's Jason Jackson.
Eric,